Well, Watford always knew this was going to be a defining week. The victory against Norwich there, first since they started and startled the Premier League champions back here in February. Now they are chasing another 3 points, which would starve those below them of belief, Danny Gabbidon.
In that period that the players had off, and he's come back feeling a lot better and has played a lot of minutes, so I can understand Steve Bruce resting him the other night, and I expect him to be fresh and fired and on top form this afternoon.
I think just for a moment Ismaïla Sarr thought he'd got away with the collision, thought he had Watford on the front foot. It will be a free kick, and there is a quick VAR check which has been swiftly dismissed as needing no further action.
Just looked to step inside there, Danny Rose. Sarr reads his intentions and he's just trying to protect the ball more than anything. It's a natural kind of reaction to just stick your arm out and protect the ball. Danny Rose just runs straight into it.
10 minutes dominated by Newcastle so far. Almiron. Foster was in the right place at his near post to get some body in the way of it. Etienne Capoue. Now Kiko Femenia. Here's Welbeck. Watford think it's crossed the line, and Newcastle have managed to clear away. Danny Welbeck very close to 2 goals in 2 games.
I'll tell you what, I think that's a brilliant save from Dubravka. Similar chance to the Almiron one, similar kind of angle, similar kind of cross. Catches it on the volley, and I think Dubravka tips this onto the post. Manquillo goes to sleep here. Look at Manquillo on the far post, gets attracted to Deeney. He does well, just eases him out. Welbeck catches it really well on the volley. I think Dubravka just touched that onto the post, and it's definitely not over the line for me. Lascelles does really well on the recovery. Yeah, I think that's a mixture. Dubravka's hand, so tight. It is tight.
I think that was even tighter than perhaps we first realised, and maybe that is why Watford's players were so desperately appealing for such a crucial goal. 6 Newcastle players inside the Watford penalty area. They're headed towards goal, is touched in. Dwight Gayle, I think, got the final touch on it, and Newcastle United lead at Watford. 3 in his last 5 games for the club, but what a damaging goal that might be for the Hornets.
Well, it's brilliant delivery, as you would expect from Matt Ritchie, and it's a fantastic header. Nicks across the near post there, Fernandez, and just glances it on, but from a Watford point of view, really, really poor defending, zonal marking, and that is the problem with it at times. Attacking players on the move, and he just gets himself into an area in front of Etienne Capoue there, and he just glances it on into that far corner. It's a brilliant header.
But in the 2 games that really matter across the last few days, they have not been able to keep a shutout in either. That is Messina's throw, and it is bounced the way of Welbeck, and it is still bouncing around inside that Newcastle 6-yard box. Deeney, Hughes, and Dubravka grateful that it was chipped up right above his head.
Well, Hughes would be disappointed with the delivery there. He has much better quality than that, but panic stations in that Newcastle 6-yard box. A long throw in from Messina, and they're just not able to fully clear their lines, Newcastle. Will Hughes would expect to do a lot better there with an attempted dink to the far post.
Manquillo, Gale's touch sets Saint-Maximin away, and Newcastle possibly going to have their second, but denied by the legs of Ben Foster. What a fine save that is. 3 minutes to go in this first half plus stoppage time. Capoue's ball, Kabasele, Dawson, Doucouré just wouldn't sit down for anyone in yellow and black, and now Almiron speeding away for Newcastle. Stopped crucially by Kiko Femenia. Ritchie will try again, and then it is over the top from Gayle. Caught it sweetly enough, just couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, this opportunity slightly more difficult for Dwight Gayle. Does well to get decent contact on it on his weaker left foot, bouncing in front of him. Troy Deeney initially doing well. Ball gets robbed by Saint-Maximin. Decent delivery into the box. They follow the ball up really well though. Matt Ritchie whips it across that near post. And
it is a second half that is only 5 minutes old, but is already showing similar hallmarks to the one we saw in the first half, and that is bad news for Watford. Here they come though with Kiko Femenia. Was there any contact with Matt Ritchie, who is suggesting that he dived, but referee Craig Pawson thinks otherwise and has given Watford a penalty.
Well, there is contact. Femenia does really well with the run. Initially a little nutmegs, I think, to create the space, and he just gets there first. Matt Ritchie thinking maybe he can come in and make the interception, and he just gets a toe poke on the ball, and Matt Ritchie comes in there. Definitely there is contact. A little nutmeg there on Fernandez. Oh, and he just comes across him. Does he just catch his knee there? Ritchie pleading his innocence. Femenia just a little toe poke there. Just comes across and contact on the knee of Femenia. I think Craig Pawson gets that one spot on.
Well, this is the subject of a VAR check, so Stuart Atwell at the moment is casting his eyes across this. And the decision is there no clear and obvious error, and therefore referee Craig Pawson's decision was correct and stands. And Watford arguably have one of the biggest moments of their season now. And Troy Deeney, who has not scored since football's restart, is the man to pick up the ball.
He's not been in great form since the restart, as we said. Troy Deeney not really been at it this afternoon either, I have to say. Big opportunity here though for Watford.
Only one goal in his last 10 Premier League appearances, Troy Deeney. But he is their man, and this is his moment. And Watford have equalised. It is a gift from their God. Watford's captain, Troy Deeney, back amongst the goals and possibly reinvigorating his side's survival hopes.
Well, he goes with power right down the middle. It's a really good penalty by the Watford captain. As I said, not really been on his game. He's found it difficult to get into the game. Keepers always tend to dive. You don't see too many keepers that'll stand there expecting the shot down the middle. Just goes for safety, goes with power. And that's a really good response from Watford. Good start to the second half from them.
And the relief will be felt no more than by Troy Deeney. It would be the ultimate act of Premier League escapology. And a chance here for Watford to take the lead, and a missed opportunity to Dubravka. This time is able to deny Troy Deeney.
Well, initially it's awful from Fernandez, but much better from Watford because they're pressing much higher up the field. You see Will Hughes there, goes to Shelvey, goes again on Fernandez, gets the block, creates the space ever so well, Troy Deeney, and he just needs to slot that to the keeper's left, and it's 2.
Femenia. Doucouré has found Deeney, who has 2 Newcastle players to contend with. Doucouré, have seen him do similar things like that before. Previously it's ended up in the back of the net, not this time.
It's well worked off this right-hand side. Doucouré starts it off, continues his run. Great hold-up play by Troy Deeney. Does well to just create half a yard, doesn't he? And he's disappointed with the strike. Not easy. Shelvey looking to get across, is on his left foot, just sits up as well. You feel that he should be working the goalkeeper there, but much better again from Watford.
10 minutes for the Hornets to try and find the winner, and they might find themselves getting another penalty. They have. Newcastle United have conceded 2 penalties in this game, having not conceded a single one in the Premier League all season. Javier Manquillo is the latest victim of Craig Pawson's decision.
Well, the initial bit of defending for Manquillo to block the first cross was very good, but this, what is he doing? He gets too tight. For starters, he needs a Newcastle player in front. He doesn't get Saint-Maximin in front of Sarr there, and then he gets too tight. Sarr rolls him, uses his strength, and he just has to let him go, and he doesn't. Holds on to him for too long. Really poor defending, I have to say.
Steve Bruce can hardly contain his anger. There are little grumblings either from some of the Newcastle players. Jamal Lascelles at the moment is having a word with Martin Dubravka, I can only presume, to tell his goalkeeper which way he thinks Troy Deeney's penalty is going to go.
Yeah, probably tell him to stand still this time, I don't know. But he doesn't really find the corners with his penalties, Troy Deeney. You know, normally down the middle or an angle that keeper can save if he goes the right way.
It is Deeney against Dubravka, part 2. And Deeney has scored again. He has gone down the middle again, and he is propelling Watford potentially to Premier League safety.
Well, I think Dubravka actually gets a possible touch on this again. And you're thinking maybe he's going to go to Dubravka's right or his left this time and try and put it in the side corner. It's exactly the same thing again. Trusting, well, yeah, slightly to the keeper's right. As I said, he doesn't normally really find the corners. Dubravka goes the right way, Dubravka, but it's just the power that beats him, almost goes through him. Yeah, just touches off the top of his hands, not able to stop it. Watford have turned this game around in the second half.
The Hornets exercising their powers of recovery again this week. Had to come from behind to beat Norwich City on Tuesday. And it is a repeat performance as we stand with under 8 minutes to go at Vicarage Road. There will be plenty of eyes from that Watford technical area on referee Craig Pawson, who blows his whistle. This is a truly defining week for Watford. Back-to-back home victories, and what was a fluid situation at the bottom of the Premier League might now have a firmer narrative thanks to 2 Troy Deeney penalties.
Well, it's a huge, huge win for Watford. Watford back-to-back wins. It should see them safe in the Premier League for another season, but they have to work ever so hard for it. I have to say Newcastle first half were very good. Got their noses in front. Could have got the second, but the way they responded second half, brilliant from Nigel Pearson and his team.
Huge, huge win for the Hornets. It's finished Watford 2, Newcastle 1.
You know what to do. Click the link over there, yeah?